Giant trawling for cod is a large-scale method of fishing, commonly used in cold seas such as the North Atlantic, Barents Sea and the North Pacific. The process begins with the precise location of the cod school using modern sonar equipment and GPS positioning systems. After detecting an area with a high density of cod, the fishing boat will deploy the trawl, a large, wide-mouthed net specially designed to sweep across the seabed or mid-water. There are two main types of trawls, bottom trawls and mid-water trawls. Bottom trawls are used when the cod are concentrated near the seabed, and have a mouth filled with weights to hold the net close to the bottom. In contrast, mid-water trawls have buoys that help the net move in the water column, suitable for cod swimming at medium depths. As the fishing vessel begins to pull the net, the cable and hydraulic winch system gradually narrows the range. Luring the fish into the rear net bag. The speed of the net must be tightly controlled to ensure that the maximum amount of cod is harvested without tearing the net or damaging the seabed environment. Once the net is pulled aboard, the cod is sorted on deck. The fish that meet the standard size will be kept for immediate processing or freezing, while the smaller or substandard fish may be released back into the sea. This process requires close coordination between the captain, the crew and the ship's mechanical systems. In addition, to ensure that cod resources are not overexploited, many countries have imposed strict regulations such as mesh size limits, no-take zones or catch quotas for each season. Although giant trawl cod fishing produces large catches, helping to meet global consumption demand, it also causes many controversies related to environmental impacts. Bottom trawling can damage seabed ecosystems. Destroy coral reefs and affect non-target species. Therefore, the cod fishing industry today is gradually improving technology, using more environmentally friendly nets and applying sustainable management measures to protect future fisheries resources. One of the important improvements in giant trawl cod fishing is the development of smart net technology. These nets are designed with modern sensors that can identify the size and type of fish to minimize the capture of unwanted species. Some systems are also equipped with special release doors, allowing small fish or other species to escape without getting caught in the net. This helps protect marine biodiversity, reduce overfishing rates and maintain stable cod populations. In addition, modern fishing vessels also apply advanced preservation processes immediately after the cod is hauled aboard. Quick freezing systems help preserve the freshness of the fish. Prevent decomposition and maintain product quality throughout the journey at sea. Some vessels are also equipped with automatic processing lines, which can cut, fillet, classify and package the fish on board before putting them in cold storage. This not only improves fishing efficiency but also helps reduce waste in the seafood industry. However, in addition to the economic benefits, this fishing method still faces many environmental and management policy challenges. Some studies have shown that trawling can cause overfishing if not strictly controlled. Cod-rich seas such as the Barents Sea, the North Atlantic and the Gulf of Alaska are all at risk of collapsing if the fishing industry fails to comply with conservation regulations. Governments in many countries have adopted measures such as catch quotas, closed fishing seasons, marine protected areas and requirements for on-board monitoring equipment to monitor fishing activities. In addition, the growing trend for sustainable consumption is also creating pressure on the cod fishing industry to change. Many international organizations such as the Marine Stewardship Council, MSC, have introduced sustainable fishing certification standards, helping consumers distinguish between legally sourced and environmentally friendly cod products. Major processors and retailers are also increasingly prioritizing cod imports from responsible fishing operations, reducing the use of fish caught illegally or unregulated. In the future, the giant trawl cod industry will continue to have to balance economic interests with environmental responsibility. The application of advanced technology, compliance with international regulations and raising awareness of sustainable fishing will play an important role in protecting cod stocks for future generations. Without effective management measures, the cod fishery could face a serious decline. One of the key factors in developing a sustainable cod fishery is the application of monitoring technology and big data. Countries with developed cod fisheries, such as Norway, Iceland and Canada, are pioneering the use of satellite tracking systems and biosensors to monitor fish stocks. These devices help to accurately determine the movement of fish schools, the status of fishing in each area, and support governments in making flexible decisions to adjust fishing quotas. In addition, monitoring devices installed on ships also help to ensure that fishermen comply with regulations, reduce illegal fishing and protect long-term fish stocks. Some research is also focusing on improving trawl design to reduce negative impacts on the environment. Experts are developing nets with flexible meshes that allow smaller fish and unwanted species to escape more easily. In addition, the use of lightweight, durable materials that are less damaging to the seabed is also being tested to limit the destruction of underwater habitats. In addition, some modern fishing vessels have applied automatic net lifting systems, which help reduce the time fish are trapped in the net, thereby improving product quality and reducing the rate of fish damage. In terms of policy, many international organizations such as the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, are calling for increased cooperation among countries in managing cod resources. Bilateral and multilateral agreements between countries sharing the sea help to better control fishing activities, minimize conflicts of interest and prevent overfishing. In particular, the establishment of marine reserves and seasonal fishing bans have proven effective in allowing cod populations time to recover. thereby maintaining stable production in the long term. Another notable trend is the change in consumer demand. More and more consumers around the world are interested in the origin of their food and are looking for products that are caught sustainably. This is motivating seafood businesses to invest in transparent supply chains. From fishing, processing to distribution of products. Brands with MSC or ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, certification are increasingly popular, creating incentives for the cod fishing industry to improve its processes towards being more environmentally friendly. In short, although giant trawl cod fishing remains an important method to meet global food demand, it is under pressure to change to ensure sustainability. The combination of modern technology, strict management policies and responsible consumption will determine the future of this industry. If conservation and innovation are implemented properly, humans can continue to exploit cod effectively without depleting the ocean's precious resources. Another important factor in maintaining the sustainability of the giant trawl cod fishery is education and awareness raising among fishing communities. Many countries have implemented training programs for fishermen on environmentally friendly fishing techniques, helping them better understand the impacts of overfishing and the importance of conservation measures. In addition, a number of NGOs are also working with governments and seafood companies to implement sustainability initiatives, such as supporting fishermen to transition to less impactful fishing methods or providing grants to upgrade equipment to new standards. In addition, many technology companies are researching and developing artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning systems to optimize the cod fishing process. These systems can analyze data from sonar, underwater cameras, and environmental sensors to more accurately predict the location of fish schools, helping fishermen reduce the number of ineffective casts, thereby saving fuel and reducing the impact on the ecosystem. Some modern fishing vessels also use underwater robots to check the condition of trawl nets, detect problems or entanglements on the seabed, helping to minimize damage and improve fishing efficiency. In addition, the cod processing and export industry is also making important changes to suit the trend of sustainable development. Some processing plants are applying more efficient waste treatment technology, helping to reduce the amount of wastewater and organic waste discharged into the environment, making the most of cod raw materials, such as using bones and skins to produce fish oil. Collagen or animal feed is also becoming a popular trend to reduce waste and increase economic value. There is no denying that the giant trawl cod fishery has contributed significantly to the economies of many coastal countries, providing jobs for hundreds of thousands of workers. However, to ensure that this fishing method does not cause long-term negative consequences, stakeholders, from governments, businesses to fishermen and consumers, need to work closely to promote sustainable solutions. In the future, Management models based on big data will likely play an even more important role in monitoring and controlling cod fishing activities. Using blockchain systems to track the supply chain, from fishing to consumption, can also help make the industry more transparent, prevent illegal fishing, and protect the interests of both consumers and fishermen. In short, the giant trawl cod fishing industry is still undergoing a period of strong transformation to meet the requirements of environmental protection and sustainable development. If modern technology is applied, strict management policies are implemented, and public awareness is raised, people can completely continue to exploit this valuable resource without harming the marine ecosystem. This is not only the responsibility of the seafood industry but also a global issue, requiring long-term cooperation and commitment from all stakeholders. A notable trend in the giant trawl cod industry is the development of hybrid fishing models that combine industrial fishing with sustainable artisanal methods. In some countries, such as Norway and Iceland, policies are being implemented to encourage the use of small vessels with moderate-sized trawls to reduce pressure on cod stocks and protect the seabed environment. These fleets often employ advanced monitoring technology while maintaining reasonable fishing sizes. Helping to strike a balance between economic benefits and conservation of the resource. In addition, some studies are testing alternative fishing methods to reduce reliance on giant trawls. For example, automated traps and hand lines are being tested in some areas to catch cod more selectively, reducing bycatch and impacting other habitats. While these methods have not yet completely replaced trawling in the large-scale fishing industry, they offer a new way to reduce the negative impacts of traditional methods. In addition to changes in fishing techniques, cod conservation policies are also being adjusted more flexibly to cope with climate change and changes in fish populations. For example, scientists are monitoring the movement of cod stocks due to rising sea temperatures, thereby making recommendations on reasonable fishing areas to avoid overfishing in sensitive areas. Some countries have established early warning systems based on environmental data, helping fishermen adjust their fishing plans in real time, limiting unsustainable fishing. Meanwhile, pressure from the market and environmental organizations is also pushing the cod industry to be more transparent in its fishing operations. Major supermarket chains and international restaurants are prioritizing certified sustainable cod, forcing fishing companies to adhere to stricter standards. Many have invested in blockchain-based product tracking systems that allow consumers to verify information about where the fish was caught, the vessel used, the method of fishing, and the storage process. This not only enhances brand value, but also builds trust with buyers, encouraging them to choose environmentally responsible seafood products. However, despite many efforts to improve, the giant trawl cod fishery still faces some major challenges. One of them is illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, IUU, which puts great pressure on cod populations and depletes marine resources unchecked. Many coastal countries have increased satellite surveillance and established strict control zones to prevent this activity. However, to fully address the problem, close cooperation between countries and the participation of international organizations to impose strong sanctions on illegal fishing vessels is needed. Overall, the giant trawl cod fishery is in a critical transition period to adapt to the increasing demands for conservation and sustainable development. With the support of technology, flexible management policies and increasing consumer awareness, the industry has the opportunity to continue to grow without depleting marine resources. It is important that stakeholders, from governments, businesses, fishermen to consumers, work together to ensure that cod is not only an important resource for today, but also continues to exist and thrive for future generations in addition to conservation efforts and innovation in the cod fishery. Another key factor that is receiving attention is the impact of climate change on cod populations and fishing strategies. Changes in sea temperatures, ocean currents, and ocean acidification are significantly affecting cod habitat and migration behavior. In some areas, such as the Barents Sea or the waters around Canada, cod are moving north in search of more suitable habitat. This not only affects catches, but also poses major challenges for resource management among countries sharing the same waters. In this situation, scientists and management agencies are intensifying research to predict the movement of cod and propose appropriate adjustment measures. Several ecological models based on big data and artificial intelligence AI, are being used to analyze the impact of climate change on fish stocks, helping countries plan for more flexible adjustments to quotas and fishing areas. Applying this technology can help the cod industry adapt better to changes in nature, avoiding overfishing due to sudden declines in fish populations. In addition, international policies on protecting aquatic resources are also being tightened to ensure the sustainability of giant trawl cod fishing. The European Union, EU, Canada, the United States and some Nordic countries have signed cooperation agreements on fisheries management, including strict regulations on net size, fishing seasons and annual fishing quotas. Compliance with these agreements not only helps protect fish stocks but also creates fairness among countries with developed fishing industries. In addition to direct management measures, some countries also encourage the development of cod aquaculture to reduce pressure on wild resources. Modern cod farms are being tested in Norway and Iceland, with technology to control water quality, feed and habitat to ensure high standards of product without depleting wild fish stocks. Although the cost of cod farming is still quite high compared to wild fishing, in the future, this could be an important solution to help balance consumer demand and protect marine ecosystems. Another issue that needs to be considered is the impact of giant trawls on the seabed and surrounding ecosystems. Although improvements have been made in net design to reduce damage, there are concerns that this method can disrupt the habitat of other species, causing ecological imbalances in the marine ecosystem. To address this issue, some fishing vessels have adopted enhanced trawling. Using a system of buoys to keep the net off the seabed, minimizing the impact on the bottom ecosystem. Overall, the giant trawl cod fishery is undergoing a period of strong transformation to meet the challenges of the 21st century. The combination of modern technology, sustainable management policies and responsible consumption will be the key to ensuring that cod stocks are not overfished, but continue to be an important source of food for humans. If countries, businesses and fishing communities can work closely together to protect and exploit this resource wisely, cod will not only be a product of the present but also an important part of the marine economy and culture of the future, in addition to policy and technological changes. Raising awareness among fishing